What have I done?
We are live on Twitch. Hello, Twitch. Yeah, hi, John.
Hey, Brian.
Let's kick this bitch off, man. All right,
I'm
so
in.
just some housekeeping here. I am going on a much needed vacation next week. There may or may not be some content coming your way as I'm gone. We will not be live. We won't do like a live stream. There won't be a game reaction, unfortunately. But there might be some cake is bread content that will hit your RSS feed sometime next week. So look out for that. If it doesn't, it will come soon. I promise you. I have a lot of opinions, and you all already know them. Outside of that, please follow the show on Spotify, follow the show on Apple Podcast, whatever you listen to. Rate 5 stars. We grow because of you. So, tell your friends, interact with us on Twitter, share our stuff. You guys have been great so far. Let's keep the ball rolling throughout the season. And first comment on Twitch. Yes, my birthday is tomorrow, March 15th at the time of recording. So thank you for the happy birthdays in chat. And then Travis didn't even reply to the text today, so I don't know where the hell he is.
Hates friends.
Hates friends. Go accost Travis. The one thing I will say about Travis that he turned out to be incredibly correct about, and he said on this show last year, is before we ever saw him play, he rated Jacob Schaffelberg very highly, and oh my God, the combination of him and Hani is going to be a problem for the rest of the league. They gel so incredibly well, and it's exactly what we need, dude. Like, I have nothing but great things to say about Jacob Schaffelberg, and I don't know. The team is completely different with him in the roster.
Oh yeah, it gives. I mean, his speed gives a dynamic that I feel like Nashville truly didn't have. If you think the wingers they've had in the past, like Alex he's a really hard worker, and he runs a lot. He just doesn't necessarily get from point A to point B as fast as Schaffelberg or Pico, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Pico's arguably faster than Jacob Schaffelberg, I would say. He's getting older, and that'll probably fall off soon. But, like, the speed we have on the wings now, if Hani can get as familiar with Fafa Pico as he is with Jacob Schaffelberg, it's done, dude. It's over. Yeah. And then Randall Leal comes back. Like, this team is not as shallow as I initially thought going into the year. I think there is some question marks around Fafa and how he was going to kind of fit in and play. There is some question marks, obviously, around the age of Dax and Godoy, which is still a problem.
Yeah.
And there's some question marks around Schaffelberg if he was going to be able to keep that, how he ended last year up. But, bro, I'm, dare I say it, confident for the first time this year.
There we go.
And
gonna get shit on this weekend.
Yeah, which means something's about to break. But dude,
is it Godoy's other shoulder?
It may be. But let's look at it, right? Like, we've played 3 games. Again, not a huge sample size. Not to
stop stealing their brand.
I'm not trying to steal their brand. But look, I'm allowed to say sample size. It's a word. They don't have a trademark, so suck it.
Do they? I feel like they might.
If they do, I am very sorry.
Mike probably did it for them.
Yeah, but I look at the first 3 games. We played 2 New York teams, one of which was considered a top 10 team in the league. We played
who?
Red Bulls was in the MLS.
Oh, Red Bulls. Okay.
Yeah, was in the MLS.
I thought you were saying NYCFC. No. I was like, no, they were not.
But the caveat, NYCFC definitely depleted. Montreal definitely depleted. Like, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but they played well against a hard Red Bull team on the road. And they've been injured this entire time. This was Hani's first start, right? And we lost Godoy after game 1. We lost Randall Leal after game 1. We have not been at 100% yet this season across the board, and we still look damn good.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of that, we saw it in the games where Hani subbed on. The team changes when he's on the field, and getting that from the go, I mean, it changes the dynamic of the whole team. I feel like we talked about it really every year he's been here. He's the straw that stirs the drink.
Yeah.
It's just now that it's a more complex drink because there are a lot more moving pieces.
And it's a better tasting drink, I would say.
I would tend to agree with you.
And like, I know I'm going to eat my words probably this weekend, but I'll be in the ocean on a cruise ship, so I won't be able to see any of what any of you say to me. But I still have my reservations a little bit. There's obviously still an age problem with Dax and Godoy, and we need to find their replacements. Leal could definitely play midfield, but he's not the same player, I don't think. And
Yeah.
he's way smaller, way less physical. But if we address the midfield, which there's a couple rumored players that may or may not, like there's I forget his name, but that one player that was training with NSC.
Oh yeah, Jan Grey Goose.
Thank you. Who was confirmed training with NSC, not announced anywhere, but a photo of him at training camp leaked out there via was it Hani's Twitter or Hani's Instagram? I can't remember whose Instagram.
I don't know whose Instagram it was, but I feel like I got it from Chris Ivy.
Yeah.
Who is on it.
So that leaked out there. So there may be some fill-ins here and there. If we make another signing, great. And then, I would still love that designated player 9, right? I would love someone up top, but from these first 3 games, granted he hit a post last game, I think Teal's done great. I think Teal's hold-up game's been great. I think he's had his chances. He's created chances. He's been serviceable. So
yeah, no, I completely agree. Even some of the MLS talking heads are like, I'm very surprised at how Teal Bunbury has evolved with Nashville. Like he still moves well, but his hold-up play, I read somewhere at the reaction to this game was his hold-up play is the best it's ever been.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's certainly the best it's ever been here. But again, part of that I feel like is a consequence of
or Adam
he's healthy and he's been here for, over a year.
Yeah, or we just run with Adam Sipic and see what happens. Which I mean, dude, I want at some point this season in like a game that doesn't matter. Like let's run with the A team against Toluca, but when we play Colorado, like screw it, put Adam Sipic out there in the League's Cup. Like I want to see what he does. Like I know he's gonna play in Huntsville multiple times, but I want to see him in Nashville. I just want to see what happens. I don't think
he's even playing for Huntsville tonight, though.
No, he's not. They're gonna ease him into it. I'm just saying, at some point this year, we will see him in Huntsville. I guarantee it. I would put money on it. We would see
him in Huntsville, sure.
Yeah, but I would.
We need to lower the expectation of seeing him play meaningful minutes here.
Oh yeah, no. I'm not saying that like get that guy in there. I'm fucking around. Like I'm saying I would love to see it happen. I want to see the day soon where we pull someone up through the academy and they get not even meaningful minutes. They get against Colorado in the League's Cup, which we shouldn't care about until we play a team from the Liga MX. See him play against Colorado in a game that doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah.
I want to see what Gary sees because there's no footage other than a couple clips from him in youth league, in youth team games, right? But moving on from that, I think at striker we're serviceable. We're old, but we're serviceable. Midfield, we're serviceable. You got Hani, who's an all-star talent. The wings are better than they've ever been. The defense is scary good this year. But we don't have that depth that we thought we had because was it the LA Galaxy we got him from? LA Galaxy lied about our friend Nick, and apparently this is all hearsay, but apparently Look, am I reading that right? Because Gary Smith in his interview was like very. He
Gary
said
was about to say some shit that he was not supposed to say.
I think he was told to stop because he said
he was absolutely told to stop.
He said in the interview that the player wasn't as healthy, and I'm paraphrasing. The player wasn't as healthy as the club led on, and the club being LA Galaxy, who they got him from, and it is at detriment to both us and the player. Which sounds to me like Gary's pissed off that, and we all should be, that basically we got robbed of one Dave Romney for a man that will probably never see the field for Nashville SC.
Yeah, I know a lot of people also, like, there was pushback on like Nashville's medical team. Like, Nashville has a medical team. How did he pass a medical that he then failed?
Yeah.
I also heard it could have been something like very, very early in preseason.
Yeah.
Where it was something like maybe the Galaxy knew about and just didn't disclose.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how
I thought you meant early
works.
in our preseason, not.
No. It was early in our preseason. He might have been rehabbing something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but anyway, it's not a good feeling.
No, it's not. And this is the first time I feel like we've been kind of screwed over by a move. Like, there's been moves that haven't panned out. This is the first time I feel like we've kind of been, shafted
actively
a little bit.
Screwed over.
Shafted, and not in the Schaffelberg way.
I was about to say Montreal got shafted in the first half.
They sure did.
Chat is having a moment right now.
No, Aaron Grisham's having a moment.
I know. What a guy.
But yes, but that being said, barring any injuries, knock on wood, our defense as of right now is elite status, right?
Yeah.
We haven't let in a goal. Agree. We're the only team to not to. If this team stays at the level of health it is right now, or better, like if we get everyone back healthy and we're rolling 100%, I would like to update my season prediction. I think we're a top 3 team in the league. Or I'm sorry, in the West. No, East in the East. We move conferences so fucking much. We're a top 3 team in the East if we're 100% healthy, as we are right now.
I mean, I feel like in the conversation is Philadelphia, but who's the other top 3 team? Please don't say who I think you're thinking of saying.
I don't want to, but I mean, Cincinnati's looked good, man.
Yes.
They've looked good,
I'm upset.
And I'm not afraid of them because fuck them, but they're good. I don't like that the top 3 teams right now in the East are us and the 2 teams I hate the most. It's Atlanta. It's us, Atlanta, and Cincinnati.
Fuck them. Yeah.
I think Atlanta's is fool's gold. I don't think they'll be in the top 3 for very long, but I think Cincinnati is a definite problem.
Yeah. Yeah, they out with the bad, in with the good. They have good management, good GM work, who's acquiring good players.
Nashville SC legend Brandon Vasquez.
Legend. Potentially, was he the first forward ever acquired by the MLS team? No, it would have still been Rios. Yeah. I was thinking once the USL season ended.
Oh, he was in
the expansion draft.
But okay, Vamos NSC was putting LAFC, Seattle, Philly.
Top 3 in the league.
That's the top 3 in the league. I misspoke initially. I meant top 3 in the East. So edit that for, I guess, Philly and then whoever else. But I legit think, as we lay right now, with inevitable moves coming in the summer, because we always make moves in the summer, and it's going to happen. Something's going to get added in the summer, right? I think we come out as a top 3 team in the East, as we are now, and we could improve. Obviously, this is all, we've played 3 games. I'm excited about all 3 wins. We haven't let any goals in, stuff like that. But just based off of play on the field, like, they're doing everything right.
Yeah. So I had a question and then I just lost it, and I'm upset because it was going to be a fun question. It's what I get for reading Twitter while we're live.
Let me hit, while you think about that, let me hit chat real quick. Isaac said the whole giving discounted tickets to college students is backfiring. Too many people in the supporter section. that don't care about the game. So here's how I view this supporter section right now, and how I think things can improve. So if you look at the supporter section, it's really kind of in thirds, right? So you get the middle third. The middle third of the physical section is always rowdy as hell, packed, like passionate fans, super engaged, super knowledgeable. You got the far, if you're facing the field, you got the far right section. You got the croc block in the corner, which is our boy Travis. A lot of people that watch this show, John himself, who I guess you're technically not in the supporter section, but you're right on the outside in a chair.
Mm-hmm.
The chaos corner, which is a bunch of NSC, originals. That side a little less rowdy, minus the croc block who are maniacs. That side a little less rowdy, but people who know what's going on. And then you get the far left side if you're looking at the field. It tends to be just people checking out, and they are intimidated, and they go sit as far away as possible and hang out over there. I have definitely seen a mix this year of being surprised at how knowledgeable and passionate and how things are improving in the supporter section. And I've also seen and experienced some newbies who just don't get it. I got told to put my flag down this past game, and I turned and looked at him and pointed at the 30 other flags to my right. And I think there was someone I recognized that was with them that said sorry, and like they corrected. There was an NSC fan I recognized that
awesome.
That was like no sorry. They kind of like, and I was just like okay, it's fine, and I went back to doing what I was doing. But I think it's improving. And I get the sentiment of having newbies there who don't know what's going on, who aren't necessarily as engaged or whatever. But directly in front of me, there was a guy who I didn't know was a big deal. Did you see earlier this week the club retweeted some musician or DJ or something who had like 30,000 followers and was like, oh, I went to my first NSC game this week. I got to experience it in person for the first time. So that guy was directly in front of me. And by the 15th minute, I saw him look at his friend, and I was like, this is a pleasant surprise. I had no idea this was here or this was going to be this fun. Nice. And by the end of the game, that dude was going fucking nuts. And I think I saw him go by merch at halftime. Like, I've seen
what
that.
A guy.
I've seen that more often than I've seen the person that told me to stop waving my flag. I've seen more of trying to accept and get into the culture than get away from it. But I understand the sentiment, and I understand that the newbies that don't quite get it, it's going to happen. They'll fit in eventually. And a lot of people, the supporter section isn't even really for them. They'll end up in another seat somewhere else. But,
it's the curse of it being the cheapest ticket.
Yeah.
Is people come in and then try to like, oh, this is I'm going to make this my thing. It's like, well, about that.
Yeah.
What if you didn't?
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know.
Okay. I remembered my question.
Okay, go back to your question.
A league-wide question.
Okay.
Not a league-wide. It's about two specific teams. What is more surprising to you? Charlotte getting absolutely pissed on every week.
I love that.
Or St. Louis with 2 lucky results. I feel like that's very easy to admit, but they were pretty solid week 3, and they're leading the league undefeated with 9 points.
I think let me talk about St. Louis first. I think St. Louis is better than I expected. I think they're going to be a playoff team, but I think their undefeated status is a lot of it's due to luck. Like literally, they had 2 goals where the other team said, "Here you go," and
literally
passed
it back to them. Yeah,
but just and thank God. Let me sidetrack on this sidetrack for a second. Thank God for the MLS TV package, because I was never able to go, because like last year we go into this podcast, and if it wasn't about NSC, I would feel fucking stupid because I had no way to easily watch all these other games. With this MLS package, I know like I watch every goal from every single game every single week, and like get a good synopsis on what happened in the game. So I feel a little more confident in saying that like St. Louis looks like a good team. They don't look undefeated good. They look like a mid to low playoff team, but better than I expected, right?
Yeah.
And then Charlotte's dog ass.
Just so bad.
Just bad. And I can't wait. I hope I don't eat these words, but I can't wait to beat them 10-0. Like,
I mean, at this point in the MLS season, 3 games in, who is a DP providing more value to their team, Joswiak or Ake Loba?
Oh God.
Hitting the hot takes today.
Oh man. But yeah, I am pleasantly surprised with St. Louis, and I can't wait to play them. And I'm glad they're doing good, because that is a hotbed of soccer in the United States, and it's good to see them succeeding. And they're not my problem because they're in the West, right? So I'd go for it, win all you want.
Yeah.
Charlotte, keep being dog ass, keep getting shit on it. Basically, anyone south of the Mason-Dixon line, on south of the Mason-Dixon line, and like east of Texas, I hate you, all of them.
Okay.
So yeah, if they could all just be in misery and lose every game, that'd be sick. Yeah, that's my official opinion. Yeah.
You could take that to the bank.
I can, and I will. Okay, so dissecting the game a little bit more, what was your, John, overall like feelings on how he played, how it went, like the on-field performance? Dissect the game for me, John.
Dissect the game. So for a long stretch of the game, it was either 0-0 or 1-0, and it never felt that close. Nashville the defense is better, the midfield was better, the attack was better.
Yeah.
The goalie was better.
Charlotte is soggy goat ass was just put in the chat. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's uncomfortable because it's very visceral.
But it makes you know how to feel when you read that.
Yes, I do have a follow-up question to some other messages in chat. Brian, who's older, you or Mitchell?
For all the uneducated, fellow has-been sports guy Mitchell, who I won't say his last name because I don't know if he wants to be doxxed or not, is exactly 14 days older than me, and I've known him since 3rd grade. And every single year since 3rd grade, from March 1st until March 15th, I am told I'm a Whittle baby Brian, and that I am so much younger than him. And boy, am I getting it right now. So yeah, I'm way younger than Mitchell. Okay, continue about the game.
Could we get some Whittle baby Bryans in chat?
Some Whittle baby Bryans.
No, but continuing about the game, I mean, Teal was great. Fafa was explosive. He links up with Shaq really well. Schaff and Lovitz, I feel like, are kind of developing that same partnership, and Hani just pulling all the strings. In the wake of the Red Bulls game, I was very scared for Dax because he did not play well.
Yeah.
The Red Bulls do that to you.
The Red Bulls make you look bad in general. It's weird that they're not better than they are, because I'm always scared to play them. Maybe they're just like our kryptonite, but I don't know. I always feel icky when we play the Red Bulls.
Yeah. So that was pretty much a best case. For me personally, I was very scared, and I'm no longer as scared. I still think Godoy and Davis is probably our best midfield pair right now. Wow, really going in on you in the chat there.
It's gonna keep happening. I think, look, so just dissecting the game, like you said, we dominated that game. I feel like that game very easily could have been like 4-5, like 4 or 5-0. Like it could have ended like that. Like Taylor had a banger shot that got saved. Not counting his actual goal, right?
His actual banger shot.
Teal had a few chances, one of which went off the post. There were multiple times where we looked like we were going to score, and we played soccer our way, right? And came out looking good. The tail end of the game, when we kind of started to park the bus a little bit, I started to get worried. But
I would have been worried if it had been a different team.
Yeah,
like if that had been DC, and it was people firing crosses into Christian Benteke, like yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit more worried. But like sending who plays for Montreal anymore, like Ramel Kyoto, I was scared for, but I wasn't ever worried about ultimately. Mason Toy came on. I'm like, he's talented, but he needs service, and there's no one at Montreal to give him that anymore.
Yeah. J Mark in the chat says it was infuriating when Teal missed that shot, and Vamos said that a true striker has to put that away. I get it. I mean, it was a bad miss. It was, but I think it stings a little less than a win. And I want to give the benefit of the doubt a little bit. It was gross conditions in Geodis, and he should have put it away. It's not really an excuse, but it is a symptom of why he missed. One of the reasons why he missed. But he's not going to be 100%. And with the team as good as they are, everyone else, I'm okay with it for now. As long as he keeps playing as well as he has been in every other aspect of his game. And we keep getting absolute fucking laser beams from Schaffelberg, and Hani keeps distributing how he has been so far this year. Like, I'm okay with it for now. Like I said earlier, I would still like something up top, but his hold-up game is good enough that it's putting us in positions to win.
And then, I mean, I think we all know the best part of the game.
Oh,
Taylor Washington, fucking Karate Kid.
That I didn't understand how cool that goal was. I was sitting in a weird angle. I didn't understand how cool that goal was until I saw the replay after the game. And a lot of that is obviously skill. Like, he's a professional soccer player, but like, I feel like goals like that, you just kind of like fling yourself at it sometimes and hope for the best. And I mean, he flung well. He flung himself perfectly.
Yeah. I think the most disappointing thing about Taylor's goal is that we didn't get a Jamie Watson S tier. Like, do you remember the goal last year when Dax hit that long ball to Shaq and Shaq just crossed it to Hani, finished it easy?
Yeah.
He goes, "Oh, that was sexy from McCarty." Like, that's what I wanted.
You wanted,
and we didn't get it.
What I did appreciate is they gave a shout out to the USL days, because obviously he's our last USL player on the roster, and it's special to people like me and you who have been around for a long time to see Taylor finally score in MLS. I think it's his like second goal ever, second or third.
I think it was Chris Ivey said something. He hadn't scored since October of 2019. He didn't say when the one before that would have been.
I mean, he rarely scores, so it was cool to see him, one, take chances when he got him, and two, convert on an absolute banger, man. And the fact that the Apple broadcast kind of threw back to the USL days a little bit warmed my heart. I'm here leading the charge for embracing Nashville SC history, and for the commentators to understand that history and do their research and be that well invested in Nashville SC history, warmed my heart a little bit.
Yeah. So what else does Taylor have to do to be on your NSC Mount Rushmore?
Well,
starting USL forward. I know you have like years of pent up. This person needs to be on it, but USL forward.
It depends. It depends on what you mean by Mount Rushmore, because if we're talking like NSC's most skilled players, I love Taylor, but he's not going up there, right? Like, it's gonna be.
You've never seen him on the sticks.
Well, I mean, most skilled at like Call of Duty. I mean, yeah. I think Zimmerman might give him a run for his money in Fortnite, but yeah, I mean, like, if I'm talking pure skill, like, he's not up there. I'm sorry, I love you, Taylor. I don't know if you listen or watch this, but he's not up there. When it comes to impact on the team, impact on the city, the culture around the club, 100%. You got it. You got to put Taylor up there. You got to put Hani Mukhtar up there. You got to put Zimmerman up there. And if I'm picking one more, just picking between USL and MLS, it's a tie between like Lebo Maloto and Dax McCarty. And again, it's impact on the club, right? Like Dax is our first captain. He's the spiritual leader of this club now because it looks like Zimmerman's the captain now. You got to put him up there and leave him Maloto. I mean, he was just a beast, man. He was a great player in USL and was really kind of ingrained in the Nashville community while he was here. And was a lot of people's favorite player for sure. And Michael Reed, let's throw him in. Yeah, good point, J Mark. Put Michael Reed in there as well. But
not the general, Matt Pickens.
No,
bold choice.
Hey, there's only 4 spots, man. And then if I'm going back, which I will go back, if I can pick one from every level, I would go Elliot Goodwin, Martin Galval. We'll go Taylor Washington, and we'll go Hani Mukhtar. And this is like culturally. This is not skill wise. If it's skill wise, we'll switch Taylor out for probably.
We're just gonna have Galval 4 times, right?
Yeah, of course. Rapapa Mensah was a good player, man. He was a good player, but you gotta remember he did not start every game. He was not always in great shape coming into the seasons. He had a lot of clutch goals in USL. He had a lot of superstar moments, but look at the full work, the full whatever. He was not a superstar player, and that's why he didn't come to MLS with us.
Yeah, I'm not gonna push back on that. So.
Yeah, dog, go to your kennel.
No,
he's over here barking.
He's living his best life.
Cool. All right. So from here, we'll kind of wrap up talking about the game today, or for the game this past weekend. Do you have any other points on that, or can we?
I guess it's not so much the game; it's a little bit more bigger picture. But how do you feel about Jersey Gate, as no one else has called it, and I'm calling it now?
So okay. So yeah, this is a good thing to go on to. Is go into some like cultural stuff, some Twitter stuff. The team wore the black jerseys again. I was not mad. I was never mad. But I did call BS on it because it kind of felt like the team and the league were like, because it's the second selling jersey in the league right now, and like it was such a huge hit that they were trying to kind of push for more jersey sales. It felt that way.
Okay. That's not what it was.
Well, I know. That was my initial response. If you go back through my Twitter at I'm Brian Taylor, you'll see that tweet. You will also see my quote tweet where I was wrong. So what I didn't realize, what I didn't even think about was that some types of color blindness, people see gold or yellow, we'll say yellow just for sake, conversation's sake, as a muted gray. I didn't even think about it. Didn't even know that's a possibility. Like, I know color blindness is a thing, but I didn't even think about it. And 2, it just didn't cross my mind. So I'll take the L on that. Yeah, I was wrong. I like wearing the gold jersey, and what I'll put my blame on now is fuck you, Montreal, for not fixing your home jersey.
I don't think it's so much pushing back so much as it is wanting to do the most of the right thing.
Yeah.
They released a statement. It was probably in the middle of the off season, when everyone else's jerseys were starting to leak. Do you remember that, like around Christmas or so?
Mm-hmm. Well, they have a leak jersey out there too.
Right, but they're having to go back and rework it because they're working with their indigenous tribes that they want to represent more accurately, and they're going to go back in and fix things.
Yeah. So
So they don't have a blue jersey and they only have the gray one.
No, and that's
it's
fine.
a legitimate reason. It's not like, hey, we're gonna.
It
wasn't petty.
That is a good reason to do it. What I'm saying is, why didn't they do that in the first place? Like, what? I don't. Maybe they're. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could again not know. The jersey that they held out on, they're waiting on. What did it misrepresent the indigenous population in some way, or are they completely switching up the jersey to have a new theme in which it represents the indigenous population?
I have no idea.
Okay, because if they fucked up and there was some sort of outrage to change it, then good, change it. If they're going back and just changing it to change it, you should have worked with them in the first place, dude. Like I like it just feels like they just have poor management, is what it feels like. Because I'm all for I'm all for the, like I look forward to seeing this jersey, and I'm glad they're working with communities in their area that are underrepresented. I want that. What I'm saying is, it feels like Montreal is fucking up.
I mean, yeah, but at the same level, I mean, if we're gonna get mad at a team for making us wear the black jersey, it would be the Red Bulls, because they have other jerseys.
Oh yeah,
like, they have their red jersey.
We were the road team. Like we don't have the choice there.
Right. The Red Bulls do, and they chose to wear their yellow.
Yeah, that's fine. We don't be mad at them.
So that's what I'm saying. If we're gonna be mad at somebody,
yeah,
it's the Red Bulls.
I mean, that's again. I was never mad that we wore the black jersey 3 times in a row. The road game, that's the point of a secondary jersey. The home team gets first pick. You have a secondary jersey to figure out what to do otherwise, right? The Red Bulls got first pick. We wore black jerseys again. The third game, like, again, I'm not upset about it. It's just like I don't know. It was just a weird situation. But it turned out fine, and we'll switch back to the goals when we can. But it was just an awkward situation for everyone involved, especially me, because I was wrong. I was just wrong.
You owned it though, and I respect people who.
Oh yeah,
who do
I
that.
mean, I speak with my chest, but when I'm wrong, I will say I'm wrong.
You apologize with your chest.
Yeah, I'm wrong. It happens. So okay. If anyone's still here, I hope y'all are still here. During that conversation, apparently the stream got kind of glitchy, which means who knows if this is uploadable for audio version. We'll see. So yeah, okay. So moving on from that, John, do you have anything else that's kind of going on right now that you want to talk about, or do you want to go into predictions?
I don't really think a whole lot right now. I think some CCL is on that I am not watching. But
yeah, I mean, Austin got shit on by a team they should have beat.
Hate it for him.
It's funny for me.
Oh no, I'm being completely sarcastic.
No, I know. I know you are. It is funny for me. Cool. All right. So predictions
for away to Foxborough.
Going away to Foxborough.
The Dave Romney Bowl.
Dave Romney will be there. I hope he plays awful. I hope he has a great time. I hope he gets a raise and gets everything in the world except for a win this weekend. You know what? No, let's give Dave Romney a goal. One goal for Dave Romney and a 6-1 loss.
One own goal for Dave Romney.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Still gets a goal. It's like he'll feel like he's on Nashville again, the place he'd probably rather be.
I mean, if they were going to pay him, but
so what's your actual prediction? How do you feel?
Actual prediction. So Carlos Heel was subbed on in the second half.
Yeah.
And then was subbed off in the second half after aggravating an injury, a muscle injury, where the expectation is they'll probably rest him for the full game if they can. I don't know that I trust a whole lot of their creativity without him.
Yeah.
We saw not this past season, but the season before, where he apparently was far and away the best player, which is some bullshit, but I'm trying to move past it. And I just really struggle to see them front to back compete with Nashville without Carlos Heel. Gustavo Bo can be a problem, and I feel like that's going to fall on probably Walker to keep track of.
Yeah.
But I think our attack is better than their defense, and I think our defense is better than their attack without Heel.
Yeah.
So I think it's 2-1. Who do I want to say scores? I mean, at this point, Schaffelberg, assisted by the GOAT, Hani Mukhtar. And second half goal from, I'm going to keep saying it until he scores, CJ Sapong is going to score a goal after being subbed on because Teal is playing really well, and you don't bench somebody who's playing really well.
Yeah.
And then Gustavo Bo hits a late one to worry us. They put the pressure on, and then Joe saves the 3 points late.
Nice. Works for me, man. So I think we win this as well. I think this is a winnable game. This is one we should win. I'm going 2-0. I'm exact same score prediction as you, but another shutout from Joe. I'm not gonna say I'm not worried about this game. Obviously, Nashville tends to play down to competition, and you know, it disappoints us from time to time. So we should win this. We probably will win this. We'll see what happens. I have that Cincinnati game circled. I think that's going to be the real test for this team for this season.
Absolutely. 100%.
If we
especially the way Cincinnati's playing right now.
Yeah, if we come out of that Cincinnati game with a win, I am very high on this Nashville team for the rest of the year. As much as I hate to say it, and fuck Cincinnati, they are a good team this year. They are a dangerous team. They are a talented team. If we perform in a game that will have likely a packed house and very high emotions, if we pull out a win there, this team is the real deal. But not get too far ahead of ourselves. 2-0 win. Schaffelberg scored off of a Hani assist, and CJ scoring off of another Hani assist, who seems to be racking up some assists going so far this season.
Yeah, I'm completely in.
All right. Cool. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. We will possibly record something for you guys next week. So stay tuned.
Vamos Travis says 4-0 loss.
Classic Travis. So yeah, stay tuned for some additional content from us, and we will catch you next. I guess not next week, 2 weeks from now. All right, John, say bye to the people.
Bye, folks.
Bye.